Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We still have the Nile TV International, our today's edition of the Breakfast Show. And now, just focusing on the latest developments on the Gaza Strip as the violation of the Israeli forces is still ongoing. And in particular, especially after the killing of the Israeli soldiers, by whom, between brackets, we do not know, as Hamas rejected the allegations of the Israeli, and they said that they didn't kill or target the Israeli soldier. The U.S. President Donald Trump, from his side, he said nothing would jeopardize the peace truce in Gaza, but if Israel or the Israeli soldiers would be targeted, Israel should hit back. So to talk more about this and to shed more light about this, we are most delighted to be joined over the phone by our prominent guest, Dr. Hassan Wageeh, our international, the professor of international relations. Dr. Hassan, a great pleasure having you with us. Good morning.
Great pleasure to be with you. Good morning.
Yes, still in between the narratives between Hamas and the Israeli soldiers, and we do not know actually, and how much, I mean, how much further will it go? Your point of view.
Actually, it is the same old story. It's changes of charges between the two, and actually the reality could not be known for many people. So, but in general, we can say that violations go counter to the will of the world leaders, including the Egyptian leader, all the leaders that gathered in Sharm el-Sheikh, and yes, against the will of Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America, who made a very reasonable statement when he said he will never accept any act to jeopardize the truce that reached and the ceasefire that was reached also. So we are all with that. We are all against violations, wherever it comes from. But this does not mean that the ceasefire will be violated and more of killing would go. And we know that the agenda of Mr. Netanyahu is very clear for everyone. He wants to get these hostilities because this is the fuel that keep him in power. Everybody knows this story, whether inside his own place in Israel or all over the world now. So also the charges raises very good question marks.
Yeah, still, I mean, even with the history, and according to history, Israel had never been abiding to a peace treaty or a peace agreement. So
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, it always stays the question mark, I mean, or the exclamation mark. Well, Professor Hassan, when we talk about the ISF and which is supposed to be the International Stabilization Forces, to be deployed on the Gaza Strip, as the U.S. President Donald Trump had mentioned this. What's supposed to be? It's supposed to be a key part in maintaining the peace over there. What your point of view concerning this, and also in relation or in refer to the Gaza Board of Peace?
Yes, of course. Any implementational step for the implementation of the plan put forth in Sharm el-Sheikh and going from phase 1 to phase 2, of course, this is welcome. We welcome all of these steps that would get things operationalized. But again, let us say that when you are talking about operationalization of the general maxims of the plan, this is very good, but details are needed. Yeah. Everything could be negotiable. So as when it is negotiable, it could last, and it couldn't be in a haste, and it could be for stabilization of the area. So I think we don't mind, of course, having any kind of implementational steps that would lead to the ceasefire and to the operationalization of the plan of getting the Palestinians on the right track, stopping the famine, stopping the problem that they are suffering from. Yes, but you know, there are details, and nobody could ignore these details, and these are very negotiable details. And I hope there is a space between all the concerned parties to have this negotiation going, especially when it comes to certain important issues that need the implementation steps effective. This is the reason why we care about that.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Professor Hassan, devil is always there in the details, and when it comes to details, how the such forces is going to be deployed over there. How about the Gaza Board of Peace? Who is going to be on the board with President Donald Trump? Is it Tony Blair, as he mentioned before, or the question marks and underlines is still under his name, of course, because of his crime in Iraq, still actually following him and chasing him. So do you believe that the names are supposed also to make a sort of difference in here concerning that board, or the sort of the way of the deploy of the forces?
You mean the names like Tony Blair and stuff like that?
Exactly. Yep.
Yes.
The members of the board, I mean, with the Trump. Yes.
Yes. If I can understand your point well, I think that we care about palpable, everyone and every citizen and every responsible and every official cares about how could we reach a real solution to the real problems, irrespective of who is doing that. Yeah. And I think if I can understand your question, this is my answer.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, concerning the summit or the conference, the international conference, which is Egypt now convening for the reconstruction of Gaza, which is supposed to be held in Cairo at the end of this month. What we are supposed to expect out of the international participation in this conference and the contribution as well from the international community, your point of view?
Yes, actually, this conference is a very good implementational step towards the final objective of getting the Palestinians relieved, rescued from what they are suffering from. And I think that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi mentioned that in a very eloquent and very clear way in Sharm el-Sheikh, and he had already prepared a lot of steps for this kind of reconstruction of Gaza, and I hope that there could be an international call to support that kind of preparation on the side of Egypt and help to finance and help to put their very positive input in such a conference and make it a real thing on the ground.
Yes, Dr. Hassan Wageeh, Professor of International Relations, many thanks for being with us, and have a nice day.
You're most welcome. Have a nice day too.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, short break, and we'll be right back right away. Yes, short break, and we'll be right back right away.